Someone moving in today. I am so tired right now. I did my first ever auntie duty overnight shift, and so I'm rocking on very low sleep, which explains the Guinness pint of cold brew. I don't have bigger glasses for my cold brew, so I started doing this, and honestly, it works. Good morning, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a little fun bookish weekend. It's actually the 4th of July weekend, so we had a 3-day weekend. It is Saturday already, so we're on day 2 of the 3-day weekend. Like I said last night, I watched the baby, so my day yesterday was basically just taking a bunch of naps to prepare my time. I'm usually, like, I'm asleep by 8 p.m. girl. I feel like I'm not speaking in a way that makes sense. I stayed up last night with the baby and took care of him so my sister and Gus could obviously sleep and everything. Massive respect to parents out there for having to do that every night when their baby is a newborn. But not what today's video is about. We are going to be having a fun little bookish weekend this weekend. We're going to start with finishing the book that I am right now reading. So I am on page 326 of 368 of Mate by Ali Hazelwood. Kind of a random book choice, but my library had it, and earlier this week I was like, you know what? That sounds really good. I also do have Haley Pham's Just Friends. Or I just got this book. My library didn't have it, and I saw a video of someone talking about it. I just finished Alchemized, and I'm very much back in my Hermione fanfic bag. I found maybe 5 books that are going to be releasing in 2026 that are Hermione rewrites, and I'm so excited. And this is one of them that was released earlier this year. This is called Sight Unseen by Alexis Marie. I don't know anything about this book. I haven't heard anything about it. I just saw that it was a Hermione rewrite of a fanfic, and I thought, this is perfect. We also might read this after finishing this. Could be fun to go sit out at the pool today, read a little paperback, annotate. Of course I'm going to be annotating this book because I have to. I didn't end up annotating Alchemized, but that is definitely a book. I kind of want to buy a special edition of it, maybe reread it and annotate it. That book is genuinely everything to me. If you have not read Alchemized, I know that we're not reading that in today's video, but if you have not read it, you need to. It is perfect. We're gonna be doing some bookish things. We're gonna make some banana bread, which isn't bookish, but like I feel like baking together would be kind of fun. So yeah, make some banana bread. I really want to work on my reading journal. I need to update it. We're gonna start this morning off with finishing Mate by Ali Hazelwood. Last night when I was watching the baby, I actually read quite a bit of this book, but then it got to a point where he was kind of fussy. So I was holding him and I literally was like, I can't read anymore or I'm gonna fall asleep. I had to doom scroll last night to stay awake. Yeah, we are gonna finish the last 40 pages of this book. I'm liking it so far. Not my favorite. I like this one better than I liked Bride, but I still don't necessarily know how I feel about the Omega-verse of it all. Drinking a cold brew in a Guinness pint wearing a Hosier shirt, it just feels right. I can tell I was reading this like half delirious last night because, or maybe I'm just still half asleep, but like what the fuck's going on? I forgot where I ended off. I've had a very, very slow day today. And what I mean by that is it is currently 3:30. I have yet to leave my, well, that's a lie. I did leave my house to go to the liquor store. God forbid a girl wants a little drink on Hey Mitch's birthday. But I've yet to really do anything today, and I just woke up from another nap. I should have known offering to babysit last night, especially because like I'm an 80-year-old man inside a 20-year-old's body, was going to really mess up my entire weekend. One night of really bad sleep messed up my entire weekend. And also, I was journaling about this earlier, and I'm gonna journal some more because I haven't really just sat down and like journaled a lot in a fat minute. I forgot to take my antidepressants yesterday, and then I took them really, really late today. And if you are on SSRIs, you know, like the second that you do that and you start to feel those negative thoughts, you're like, wow, that is why I'm on antidepressants. I've just been having a very weird day, but I did finish Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I actually really, I don't know, I rated it a 3-star. It's nothing that's gonna like stick in my brain permanently, but it's definitely a book that I really like needed to read at the time that I read it. I want to read more books like that that are just fun, unserious. Honestly, the reason why I even picked that book up was because I was scrolling Tumblr on my phone way too much. I love Tumblr fanfic down bad. I wish there was a way on Goodreads to track Tumblr and AO3 fanfics, because if there was, I would read like 200 plus stories a year, genuinely. And so I actually picked that book up because I was like, this feels like something I would read on Tumblr. I did make a little matcha. It is 3:30. Is a matcha right now the best idea? No, but it is the idea that I had. Thought I would give some reading journal updates. I did add some pages, but I haven't actually like done the entries that I need to do. So also, side note, but if you do not have one of these, this is a Clampy from Penco. It's basically just like a little, it looks like a paper bag. It looks like a potato bag chip holder. Hello? Can I think right now? It looks like a potato chip bag holder. I got this while I was in New York, and it is genuinely the best addition to my book journaling setup that I've ever added to it. Let's start. So I did fill out, since the last time that we talked about my book journal, I did fill out all of my reviews. This spread I have not shown you. This is my little June monthly spread. I just thought this was like a cute June filler month. I wanted it to be blue because June is like summer, and I thought blue fit in with like pool water. Don't ask, I don't know. Then I did a little plane ticket. Obviously, I went to New York City. That is unfortunately going to be, my friends keep sending me like memes about 2 weeks that I was in London abroad. Like that is how I talk about New York, because it was that life-altering of a trip for me, okay? These are all of the books that I read this month, and we should fill out the star ratings together. I need to grab my Sharpie, and I need to grab my phone. I can't think right now. Okay, this is also gonna be like a mini June reading wrap up, just because I didn't read enough books in June to do an entirely separate reading wrap up. So we're gonna talk about the books that I read this month while we fill out this little page. First book that I read was, the first book that I read this month was The Courting of Bristol Keats. I hated this book. I don't know what it is about Mary E. Pearson's writing. I always feel so disconnected from it. She is also the author of Dance of Thieves and whatever that duology is. I didn't like that duology, and I'm the unpopular opinion because everyone loved that duology. This book was a 1-star. That feels very harsh, but it's the truth. Honestly, that book should have been a DNF, because could I tell you anything that happens in that story? No. It is a book that I finished because I was stubborn, not because I enjoyed it. Fever Dream I read in one sitting. I bought it at the airport in LaGuardia, read it basically on that entire travel day. 5-star read. I will say, is it actually a 5-star? Because in my mind, I didn't remember that it was a 5-star. Is it actually a 4-star? Maybe, but that also might just be because I binged the book. And listen, we forget books that we read on this channel. I could read genuinely the best book of my life and forget many plot points from it within 2 weeks after finishing it. Next was Jade City by Fonda Lee. This one took me a really long time to finish. I really liked this book. It is a 3-star. It definitely is just building up for the rest of what the series will be. I do need to get back into that world, but I'm reading them through my library, and I have to wait for a couple of my holds to come in so then I can get put on the wait list for those books. Then I read Summer's Never Over by Darby Bozeman. That one was 4 stars. That was my book of the month choice for June, and that book was crazy. It was so good. It is like a camp counselor summer camp mystery. Someone dies. It's past and present timeline. Well written. It was a debut from this author, so go support this author. Loved this book. Great choice from book of the month. I feel like Summer's Never Over and Fever Dream are kind of like the only super summery reads that I read this month. Otherwise, I read pretty interesting choices, honestly. Next book I read was They Never Learn by Lane Fargo, another 4-star. This was one of the blind date with a book choices from my last video. If you've not watched that, you should go watch that. Or I don't think it was my last video, one of my last videos. Then I also read The Unmothers, which was the other blind date choice. This one was a 2-star. Now that I'm a couple weeks out from it, would it be like a 1.5? Probably, but I did put 2-star on Goodreads, so we're gonna put 2-star on the book journal. And then Alchemized, which I don't think I could ever put an actual rating to this book. I'm gonna say 6-star because that's like the highest rating that I give books. I do like a 5-star system, whatever. But Alchemized is one of those stories, Alchemized Manacled, that is so deeply ingrained into my soul, my brain, and who I am as a person. And that is what that spread is gonna look like now. So I really like doing that each month. Now, what I did in May, I did it a little bit different because in May I had my May page and then my book of the month page because I read so many books to have like a full setup for it. But I actually really like this. And then I did already fill out my book of the month review. That is my little book of the month page that I made for Summer's Never Over. I think it's very cute. It has some sand, a little please stay on the trails thing. And then the next thing that I need to do is I need to write the reviews for the books that I read. I am missing one. I feel like I do this every month where I forget one of the books that I read and I need to print it. I try to wait until I have at least like 5 or 6 books because otherwise I'm printing an entire printer sheet for only one tiny little picture. I will have to do that next month. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really want to work on these reviews right now, so we will probably do this part tomorrow. But I did want to show you my blind date with the book pages I'm so excited for. I saved the cover of the blind date with the books, and so I'm gonna do the reviews and my opinions, everything where the blind date was on this side, and then I have the little blind date and I saved it for both of them. I just thought that was so cute and just a fun way to like commemorate those being blind date book choices. So yeah, that is a little update on my reading journal. I am actually going to journal about my feelings because I try to do this whenever I have a lot going on up here. I like to just dump it into my regular journal. I still don't know what book I'm gonna read. I feel like we should read Just Friends because it's a library hold. I have less time with it. I don't want to rush through this one just to get to the other one, and this one's like almost 400 pages. So we'll probably read Just Friends by Haley Pham, which I am intrigued for. I'm gonna be completely honest with how I feel about that book because I love Haley Pham. I've been watching her since way before she made booktube content, back when she was doing her like girly pop Visco-esque videos. I have heard the book is not the best, but you know what? Everyone has to start somewhere, and I feel like sometimes the internet just likes to dogpile on people. So I am nervous about the conglomerate to pedestrians of it all, but we'll have to just wait and see. It's 3 p.m. Why are we lighting up fireworks right now? I'm supposed to be reading. Like, that is crazy. Who is this group? I love discovering new K-pop bands. I love this for me. I also love this group. I gotta go. My God, what is this group? We are gonna be reading Tumblr fanfic tonight. This is a sleepover. I'm being honest. So I did spend all of last night watching K-pop videos and reading Tumblr fanfic. But you know what? We're being real here. That is what I would prefer to do on a sleepover. I did try starting Just Friends by Haley Pham, but I think I found a typo on literally the first page. Chapter 1, the first page. I could be wrong, maybe it is meant to say this, whatever, but the quote is, "The kind of love that burrows so deep it transform you." It transform you. So it's supposed to be the kind of love that burrows so deep it transforms you. It transform you. I don't know. There's an S missing in one of the words, and that makes me very nervous that that is literally the first paragraph and there is a typo. Like the second paragraph, the writing is just not the type of reading that I'm going to enjoy. So I'm going to go back to the space of, I don't need to know what that book is about. We're gonna move on. So given that book has already kind of turned me off within the first 2 paragraphs, I've decided I'm going to start Along Came Amor today at the pool. If I make it to the pool, I really want to make it to the pool. It thunderstormed really bad last night. Like, it was insane. It's been a weird weekend. I've just been like in a mood all weekend. This is gonna be the next book that we're gonna read. I'm going to make some cold brew, and I will see you when we are getting ready to go to the pool. I could eat this every day for the rest of my life, for every single meal, and get all the nutritional benefits you need in a day, I would. In the spirit of this being a sleepover vlog, this might be a really bad idea, but we are gonna go to Ulta and do one of my favorite things that I did in high school during sleepovers. We are gonna dye my hair, but not just any color. We're gonna dye it red. This might be a really bad idea, but it is the idea I have. And I would just like to say, I have been wanting to have like cherry cola burgundy hair for like a year and a half now. And I haven't done it because I've been too scared, but we're gonna fully commit. Okay, we're gonna do this. I fear that this is either going to be the best decision I've ever made or the worst one. I don't know yet. This is the hair dye that we got. I'm scared. I've been wanting to do this for ages. It's just, I know that this is not gonna come out of my hair. This is technically just a color depositing mask. It's not actually hair dye, but it's red. Red is not gonna come out of my hair. I told myself I need to do this today before I talk myself out of this. So I don't think we're gonna go to the pool today, because realistically, if I were to go sit out at the pool now and then do this later, I will chicken out of doing this. Eyebrows are doing their thing. The hair dye is doing its thing. I don't know if you can actually see it. It is very, very red. I'm very excited. I did use pretty much that entire bottle on my head. So if you have a lot of hair, this is a very expensive hair dyeing trick, because that was like $32. And I thought I would be able to use it twice, but I have a lot of hair. Notice anything different? My hair is red as fuck. I feel like I've reached my final form. I feel like I was meant to have this hair. I'm not gonna read right now. I'm not even gonna lie and pretend like I'm gonna read. I'm gonna scroll Tumblr some more. Girl, I'm in a very K-pop Tumblr mood this weekend. You guys, I learned something though. I did not know this. I should have known this. It doesn't make any sense why I didn't know this. But you guys, you can load AO3 Fix on a Kobo. This is everything and more to me. Like, exactly. I needed that, okay? Hello. I think we're gonna extend this reading vlog as a couple days in the life instead of like a weekend little sleepover. It is in fact the next weekend. It's Sunday night. So don't know why I didn't decide to film at all this weekend until now. But I wanted to give a reading update because I am not reading the book that I was reading last. I wanna say the last book in this video that I was reading was this. I don't remember. I made it to page 50. I got to a smut scene immediately and I just wasn't in the mood for that, so I did put that down for a second. And then I did start I think I started Ashley Poston's new book. I read a couple chapters of that, but I was in a fantasy mood, so right now I'm reading Shield of Sparrows and I'm on page 126 of 523. I haven't done any reading today. I've just not been feeling mentally the best today, and honestly this whole weekend. Yesterday though, I did have so much fun. I had my friends over and we had a little pool day, so that's honestly why I didn't film anything this weekend. But we are going to try and make up for it and read some tonight, and then hopefully over the next couple of days. I would like to either finish this book or the other one. I'm gonna go in between the 2 Kobo books that I'm reading right now and come back to my physical copy. I just gotta get these library books read. So yeah, I couldn't tell you what's going on because I'm getting dropped in the middle of a scene and it's been a few days since I've read last, but I'm waiting for my dinner to cook, so may as well do this. Dude, it is so nice to hold one of these while cooking. Like, I feel like I can get so much reading done just cooking dinner. I should not be allowed to have banana bread in my house. I made this yesterday when the girls were here and we all had warm banana bread and we were watching Off Campus, which I should watch some of it tonight. I'm halfway through it. You guys, this banana bread, it's so good. But I ate the entire thing in less than 24 hours.